Hello, good morning. Happy New Year to all my subscribers and friends and family. Okay, today is second day of January 2022. Thank God we all.
Okay, I'm making a danchiki top, okay? Or let's call it a kaftan top. Danchiki stroke kaftan top. I want to use it to rock my leggings this season.
Actually mine. Okay, I want to use it to rock a leggings, a short leggings. So okay, and I decided to share it with all of us today, being 2nd of January. Alright, so if today is the first time of coming up to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. Like I said, it's going to be a sharp one. Okay, I'll be using this fabric, this beautiful fabric. As you can see, we call it the tiger skin fabric, okay? But it's an Ankara fabric to make this danchiki. It's going to be a very sharp one. I'll teach you both the cutting and also what the sewing. So just sit back, relax. Please don't touch the dial, okay? Now, in taking this measurement, making this danchiki shirt, you don't take it like you used to take for normal shoulder measurement. This is how you take the measurement for your shoulder. What you're going to do, you just look for the center of the shoulder, which is around here. I'm using my beautiful daughter for this illustration, okay? So just ask your client to raise up their hand this way. So now you're going to measure from the center of the shoulder to exact where you want the dress to reach, as in where you want the sleeve to reach, okay? So this place will determine the whole body of the dress, okay? So it's going to determine this shoulder determines the whole body of the clothes. Now I'll be using like I said, I'm making this for myself, okay? Like you see hers here, around here is around 11 inches, but for mine is around 20 inches. So I'm just using her to illustrate so that you know how to get the shoulder measurements, okay? So let's go back to the tutorial, okay? So now you're going to lay your fabric, both the back and front together. You lay it together so that we are going to lay the two fabrics together, both the back and the front on fold. Okay, now for the back, the neckline for the back and the front is not going to be the same thing, okay? The neckline for the back, I'll be using 2 inches deep, okay? Because you want that place to be very high. And then for the front, for this way, we have 3.5, okay? Then for the front, that's the width is 3.5. Then the deep for the back is 2 inches. Then for the front, I'll be using 3 inches for my width, for my deep, and then the same thing 3.5 for the deep. But because there's not going to be zipper allowance, remember you're not adding any zipper allowance to it, so you're going to measure. That's for the front, okay? You measure from where your front neckline stopped to around 3 inches, okay? Or you can make it around 4 inches. So you give it a tear so that's able to enter your head when you are wearing it. Then this is for the back. Now, like I said, the shoulder I'm working with is 20 inches. So we started our shoulder from this way. That's the 20 inches. Then the remaining you are seeing here is 3 inches for my sleeve allowance. I'll be folding the sleeve this way. Around this way, I'll be folding it this way. So that is the sleeve allowance. So I used 1 inch to slope my shoulder. Hope you get it. First of all, you get your shoulder, 1 inch for the shoulder slope. The shoulder I'm using is 20 inches. Like I said, you saw how I took my measurements. Then the neckline, and then to give your armhole, and is where your hand is going to come out from, I used 10 inches. 10 inches. So now around this place, around here, I have to put something like a fitting around here, okay? Around this place, just come in with 3 inches, okay? Come in by by 3 inches. Remember, from here to this place is 20 inches, okay? So I added these 3 extra inches for my for folding the sleeve. Hope you remember. By the time we fold this the armhole area is going to correspond with everything, okay? So now by the time you are through with this, you can now decide to shape this area if you want, okay? or you can decide to leave it that big. Remember, it's a danchiki, is usually very big on what, on the body. And now I'll be using this to wear a leggings. So the length I'm using for this clothes is a length 35. I'm using length 35, okay, because it's going to be what, very short. I'm using what, length 35, because I want to use it for what, a top, like a top, a long top. Okay. So now you can decide to make it long. Okay, you can decide to make it long, but for me, I want it very short. I'll be using the leggings to what, to rock it. So now this is it. Now to sew this, we'll go into the sewing aspect. Now to go into the sewing aspect, we will need to cut out facing. So let's get our facing for both back and what, and the front. Now to get your facing, just lay down a new what, fabric. I'll be using the back to cut out for the two sides, then we'll trim. So I'm using this. I just hope you can see this very well. I'll use it to trace out towards my facing. I'll use the back to trace out the facing. So now it is laid. I'm going to cut it out now. So this is it. So from here, I want my facing to be around here. So this is going to serve as our facing. Okay, this will serve as what, the facing. So this one is for the back. Then I'll use this one to get what, to trim out the front facing very well. So just place the same way. Cut out the neckline very well. Hope you are seeing it, okay? So this is it. So I'm going to put the tear here, but that is when I start sewing, I'll put the tear on what, on the facing. For now, just leave it. When you start sewing, you put what, the tear. Okay, let the tear just be only on the what, on the fabric. Don't put it here now. When you are through with your sewing, by the time you are sewing, I'll show you how to do it. So now I'm going to cut my stay to make that place look very stiff. So I'll be using this light stay. This is very light one. I'll be using this light paper stay for. And then for the paper stay, I'll just put only on the front. I want it to be only on what, on the front. This is the neck of the danchiki. You see this one has a tear. I want to show you how to join this back. And then I've gone ahead to iron what, this. Okay, this facing is going to be inside. Okay, it's going to be inside. So what you're going to do is this. You're going to make sure these two is together like this, and then you're going to sew. So you're sewing here and here together. By the time we finish sewing what, we turn it over to the other side. But first of all, I'm going to use my zigzag stitch to hold this place together. So by the time I use my zigzag stitch to hold, it's holding together now. Now we're going to sew without it shifting. Okay, just notch it. And now remember this hole here. Remember we still have a tear around here. Remember the tear here. We have a tear here. Remember we still have a tear around here. So we want to learn how to close this tear. So what you are going to do is this. You turn it over to this side. So now I'm going to sew the center. I hope you can see the opening. So from here now, be careful, you sew it this way. trying to recreate that opening by sewing it. So make sure your needle is inside of the clothes so that it doesn't shift. So you just navigate, you turn. So I've been able to close up the hole now. Just cut out the threads. So I've been able to cut out what and close up the holes. So as you can see where I sewed it from. That's that opening. You can see it. Let me open it very well so you can see how I sewed it. So what I'm going to do now, around that area, I'm going to use your scissors and try to reopen it. Okay, so let's reopen together. I don't know if you're okay. Let's keep it this way so that you see it very well. Remember, we have the neck, okay, and this is a closing. So around that area, we're going to try and open it like this. Don't allow it to pass the rope. So you see, we've opened it. So just give it a notch, and then you iron it. So now let's turn together. We're turning it now. So this is it. I hope you can see that opening. Okay, so we'll just go and give it a very nice ironing. Then I'll work on the back also. But before I go to my ironing table, let me explain more on that hand area, that's sleeve area. So now you can see the opening. Okay, you can see the opening. So I'm going to just fold here. We fold it 1 and 2, then we close it up. But first of all, let's go and iron, then I'll do the back. We'll continue. This is the back. So now let's fold the armhole. Okay, 1 and then so. This is the armhole area side, so try to fold it boldly like this. The hem area, we're going to also fold. Okay, the hemming area, I used 1.5 inches for my hem area. Okay, so I'm going to also fold 1.5. Okay, so now let's sew that area. Once I'm through with this area, I'll just give it a nice press with my iron. I'm through with ironing this, so you can see it's laying down very nicely. So you don't want this coming out when you are wearing your clothes. So what you're going to do is this. I'm going to stitch here, as in holding the shoulder and the facing together. So with this, it's not going to, the clothes, this won't be coming out when you're wearing it. So because of this stitch here, just try and hold your own too. Okay, so this is it. Okay, you see it's laid down very well. It's looking perfect. Now I've been able to finish folding this area. Okay, we are through with the neckline area also, and then the hem area I'm also through with it. Okay, so I'm just going to join the both shoulders together. So this is the back and this is the front. So just join the both neck together, then sew the two shoulders together. So let's sew this one. Also make sure that they are equal around the shoulder area. Okay. So we're going to start closing the sew side, starting from here. Remember, this is the armhole side, okay? So we start from here to what? To close what? So to close, okay? Depending on how many allowance you left, okay? But I want it a little bit fitted. Close it, okay? Now to close this, you're going to use your highest measurement. That is the hip, okay? All right, and my hip is 58. Don't shout, okay? I'm big, okay? So divided by 2. All right, so that's what I'll be using to close. So I'm using 2 inches, but I want it fitted, so I'll be adding 1.5 for my ease. So please, whatever works for you, you can use. But remember, it's not that fitted, it's going to be somehow big, okay? So let's close together. Now when you come to this area, remember this is the armhole area, you try to go in this way, from here, from this place, okay? There's already a tear here, so try going in like a 1/4 inch from here, then down. So I'm going to put it on so you see how lovely it looks like, okay? Alright, this is the end of the tutorial. See you, bye.